Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode.
Welcome back.
Well, as you can see, Amanda has a new look today. I think, first of all, the last video with her doing her head shave was just such a beautiful amount of love and support from all of you, and we both thank you tremendously for that. I teared up multiple times seeing all the kind words and just how lovingly you all received that share from us to you.
Yeah.
Do you agree?
Yes.
Ultimately, the reason why Amanda shaved her head was
because of what it looked like.
no, but primarily it was for this. And
Yeah.
what you see here, and we'll do another video where we'll walk you through more of it, but is what's called an Optune device. And she has basically 4 different electrodes that are taped to her head. It is hooked to this long cord that hangs down from the back of her skull, and then goes into this battery pack that she has to tote around with her everywhere she goes.
Yes.
And we are now almost 72 hours into into this new foray into this.
Mm-hmm.
And the 72 hours have been, how would you describe it?
Terrible. Absolutely terrible. Honestly, probably the hardest to date. Shaving my head was obviously a beautiful experience, and there was no one else I would have done it with other than Brooklyn, and I really had no hesitations to getting my head shaved. I knew it was going to be a little bit of something to get used to, but I mean, especially with what my hair looked like before, there was no not shaving my head for sure. There was no way. But this thing, I've probably cried more hours than anything to date. And I was telling Jesse, the hardest thing about it now is I don't feel that I don't feel sick. I don't feel like I have an illness. I don't feel like my life isn't going well. But now it's like I look sick. I look like I have an illness. I mean, there's no hiding this at this point. There's no hiding that something's going on. And I'm not trying to hide that anything was going on, but it's really something that is gonna be hard to get used to. And even if I'm being honest, if I am gonna continue it, because as of today, I'm willing to ship it back.
Yeah, it's been a pretty challenging first 72 hours.
Yes.
I would echo that. I've definitely seen you cry and have a really difficult time adjusting.
Yeah.
I think you woke up today and just said, I'm grumpy and I don't want to do anything about it. Something like that. And understandably so. This thing weighs, it weighs
like 3 pounds?
Probably at least 3, maybe 5 pounds. That's about 8 inches tall, maybe 6 inches or so wide. And you have to take it everywhere. You're attached to this
Yeah.
thing, so anytime you move or do anything, you're getting hung up on stuff, everything else. And it's been something to even get you to leave the house. It's been challenging because you just haven't wanted to really do much. You feel really encumbered right now.
I feel just very tethered, I just feel stuck. I feel stuck with this thing, and it hasn't gone well. I definitely am not used to it. I'm not adjusted to it. And the reason why I am even entertaining this thought is this is the only thing that's past standard of care. So standard of care is chemo, radiation, and surgery if you can have it. And then this device luckily I have insurance because it is a whopping $21,000 a month.
25.
But that's the second generation, right?
No, these are 25. Remember, you just signed a thing saying they're going to raise the rate on it too, to 28 or 29, something like that.
And so what I mean, this is, especially if someone is going through glioblastoma, I'm not taking this lightly. Like, I know it's something that people can't afford. I mean, I couldn't afford it if it wasn't for insurance, really. And so it seems like a really selfish thing to say, thanks but no thanks for this $25,000 piece of equipment. But it's tough. Like, it is just, it's, if I could cuss right now, like, it'd be effing brutal. Like, it really is brutal.
And it's kind of wild because you'd think if you're saying a $25,000 piece of equipment, this really feels like it's just kind of hard industrial plastic.
Right.
And it looks about as sophisticated as a modem that came out 15 years ago. It does these beep alerts on it, but it doesn't tell you, and there's no indicator to say, check this cord, do this.
Yeah.
You think with a machine this sophisticated, it just is kind of you to kind of plug around and play with it and see. But I get that, it's a weird dynamic to be in, to try to receive something with gratitude that may help.
Yeah.
May being the optimal word. There are some studies that suggest that this can be helpful. As Amanda said, it is right now currently the only FDA approved supplemental thing for glioblastoma.
And two other diseases.
One right now, they're trying to get the patent for another.
Oh.
And are getting the FDA approval for it. Hopefully, I think sometime in the next week or two. And it's something though that, so there's people who wear these indefinitely.
Yeah.
There's
I am 100% not going to be one of those people.
And I'm sure they all probably started where you are too. The way the logistics of this work is, you're supposed to, what they recommend is at minimum wearing it 18 hours a day. 18 hours a day with this being on, and she's plugged in here.
Like the Matrix.
Yeah, so this comes in, it comes to her head like this, it filters all the way down into this device. That's what they recommend, is 18 hours a day. Then after that, she could take these things off and then go and do other stuff, and then we have to re-tape them on and everything. And these are taped on, they're adhesive to her skull, so she has to shave her head every day, or whenever we're removing them. The benefits of it are, anywhere from extending, and I think on the average was between 3 to 6 months of life expectancy for people. And then it varies too. It's really hard with GBM because it is so all over the place. It's, again, one of those things where when we receive the diagnosis, they say we don't know what causes it, and we don't know why some people are able to go into what they call long-term remission. And we just don't know. There's so much gray area. And the people who wear these long-term, they seem to be really passionate and believe that in some way, shape, or form that this is contributing to their longevity, which it probably is. There's also quite a few people that we have met or know of who have achieved longevity and long-term, they call it thrivership, where they're still going many, many years well past diagnosis, and they've never used something like this.
Yeah.
So it's kind of all over the place. Amanda really wanted to try it.
I fully regret that now.
But, and then again, so then coming back to that place of gratitude, how challenging it is to receive something from a place of gratitude that at least you have that option.
Yeah.
Recognizing that so many people don't. And many people internationally, they don't yet have access to something like this, as we've learned from a couple of different groups that we're in. That being said, it's still a very real emotional thing. It's still very challenging. And it's something that I think what we've been talking about is you're going to give it, you've had
one more day.
No, a week. You said a real week, right? A real week, which is going to be, stop thinking 6 months, stop thinking even a month.
Yeah.
Just approach it a week and really give it a try for the next week. Going out there, moving around, doing stuff, carrying around as normal life as possible, and then just see if it's something that you want to go on to the next week. But taking this in small chunks, as opposed to trying to look at it in the whole broad spectrum of things. Right?
Yeah. I don't know. Just again, in a way thankful that I have this opportunity, and also I have to be mindful of like being intentional with my time. And if I look in the mirror and see what I see day in and day out, and not be thankful for that, I do think that this is gonna be a hindrance.
I agree. I think that you've had this on for 3 days now, and for the last 3 days you've acted more like somebody who's sick than I've seen you in the last 4.5 months. And also, if the whole point of this is trying to do it to extend life, but you stop living your life,
right? That's where I feel like that comes into that.
So it's going to be, again, another thing with a journey, and we won't go too much more on this one. We'll have a few more videos on this over the next couple weeks, but we just want to hop on because it's been a rough few days, and this is a more neutral emotional state right now, and we want to be authentic. We want to be sincere, and it's kind of like the pendulum swung for us in many ways, where you're at that emotional high of such a beautiful thing with the shave day to just really struggling the last couple days, and me too, like so hard seeing her struggling and hurting and being down and whatnot. I definitely had some more tears that I haven't had in a long time, but this is part of it, and we're figuring it out. We're figuring out with you, and we wanted to make sure we shared this piece too.
Yeah.
You have anything else?
No, I'm excited for the week to go on and see if this gets better.
Good. So we're going to give it an honest week of just really, and we'll keep you posted how that goes. Okay, everybody, we will wrap that up there. Thank you so much, as always, for being a part of the journey. We love you. We appreciate you. We're so grateful you are here with us. We are grateful that you hold space for us, whether we're laughing, celebrating, you cry with us, you laugh with us, you get angry with us. You really are truly just such wonderful companions, and we're grateful for each moment that you spend and every emotion that you invest in us. Thank you so much. See you next time. Bye-bye.